Hello, my name is Jeremy Berg. I am a teacher at Apex, which is a kindergarten to grade 9 provincial online school in Coquitlam School District 43. I've been asked to create a short video on how standards could be used in your courses, and so I'm hoping that this might be helpful for you. First of all, what are standards? So the Brightspace D2L has called them standards. They're actually just the competencies that the ministry has provided to us. So if you go into your curriculum, and go into whatever grade. I'm going to use socials grade 7, and you scroll down to curricular competencies. These are exactly what we're referring to when we're talking about the standards. It's not the content, it is the curricular competencies. So to add those to a course, or to look at what's in your course right now, if you go to your course admin and then go to your standards under assessment, you should see that there may be some standards there for you. And I'm in an old course, so I'm going to add some stuff in here that it won't affect any students. But in your current course, you may see nothing here if you don't have any standards, or you might see that there are some standards inserted. If you click on those, you can expand them and make them smaller, etc. Now, to import the most recent version of standards, which I do advise you to do, you go to the Import from Achievement Standards Network. You're going to choose, in my case, British Columbia. I think most of you will be the same. I'm going to choose social studies, and I'm going to use grade 7 again as my example. And so you're going to see here that you have a way to expand, and you can choose to do big ideas, competencies, or standards. But I would be using the curricular competencies because that's what I want to be reporting on in my learning updates. So I would click on that, or if I only wanted a few of them, which I don't know why you would, but if you wanted all of them, you click there, and then you just import the standards. Once those standards are in, now you can connect those to rubrics, assignments, tests, quizzes, even actually course content as well if you wanted to. The advantage of using standards is it does allow you to quickly see where your students are at. So I'm going to show you how you could use it using the Mastery Gradebook. So under grades, if you go to Mastery View, you're going to see, as soon as this populates here for me, all of your students that are in the course and any assignments that they've done and the marking that you've done with the rubrics that have been provided. So you'll see at the top here, these are the exact same standards that have just been put in. And so these are from the ministry. And you'll also see color-coded what the student has been able to achieve. So you'll see an emerging, and developing, a proficient. Each color represents a different, and blue is extending in this case. I believe for the current school year, 2024, the colors might be a little bit different, but it's the same idea. If you click on a proficiency, if you click on any one of those boxes, if that proficiency has popped up in more than one area in the course, you will see a progression for the student. So I don't know if this one, I just did a random here, but you may see that in beginning of the year, they were developing, and then they became proficient. Maybe even they got an extending at some point in this particular proficiency. My internet looks to be quite slow. My apologies. Maybe I'll go back and try a different one. There we go. So I can see the trend here. Then in October, for this proficiency, to assess the credibility of multiple sources and the adequacy of evidence, in October, this student was emerging. Now, later in the year, if this same proficiency was connected to an assignment or a quiz or a rubric, and you gave them a different grade, then you'll see the progress. And that's really a nice growth, quick view of the growth of the student, which is quite helpful. The other advantage of this Mastery Gradebook view is you can actually look at the trend. So if you put your mouse on top of, you hover over any of these, it'll tell you how many students are emerging, developing, proficient, not evaluated, or extending. And so that can also be helpful just to sort of see where you're at. Again, when I'm doing my learning updates, I'm going to enter this view because I want to be able to comment on my students' progress through the course. And so I might want to choose to highlight this particular proficiency, which is characterized different time periods in history, including periods of progress and decline. So I can make a quick comment by either copying and pasting that, slightly changing it perhaps, and then in our case here, we're being asked to show as demonstrated in, and then I could show the assignment that the student did as demonstrated in this particular assignment. I can make a comment really quickly. So it helps to very quickly look and see where the student's at. It shows a trend if that competency shows up more than once, and then it also allows you to do that reporting very easily. So that is how I use my mastery view. That's how I use my standards in my course. And again, this is an older version of the course, but it should apply the same way to you. If you're interested in doing some changing of the mastery view settings, there are ways to do that. You can do reading on D2L to get more information about what that looks like. But I do recommend that using this, or this can be helpful for you. So hopefully that helps. All the best.